I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Hoshi Mikane. Hi.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Eric, for having me here. It's really a pleasure to be here today.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hoshi Mikane. I'm an Italian VTuber, and I'm really happy to be here today. I'm not streaming yet, but I'm gonna stream probably in 2025, as I am still setting things up.
Yeah.
So I'm like in a pre-debut phase.
Yeah, it takes a little while to get going once you get the idea. What made you get started? What was the input for you to start wanting to VTuber?
Well, actually, there is this one VTuber named Shy Lily, which is one of the most famous VTuber all over the world, and it's kind of personal, but I want to say this. Shy Lily helped me, not directly, she helped me in a really difficult part of my life, and I decided to become a VTuber as a sign to thank her, not just for being a spectator, a member of her audience, but because I wanted to be like her, a VTuber like her. She's like my guiding star, which guides me every day. So that's why.
Well, that's great. Yeah, she's something else. She not only is she entertaining and fun to watch.
Yeah, really much.
But quite a business person too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite a business person too, because I'm not just a VTuber or a pre-debut VTuber myself, because I'm also a law student, so I managed to get my time more on studying than getting into VTuber stuff. I'm sorry for my bad English, but English is not my main language.
Well, I'm sorry.
I try my best.
I'm sorry for my bad English, and English is my main language, so don't worry about that.
So looks like we are on the same boat, aren't we?
We certainly are. We certainly are. Now, how will you find time to continue to work with your law education and eventually get on with VTubing?
It's kind of a bit complicated, actually, because it's not just the time of being a VTuber, but also the price of being a VTuber. Being a VTuber, of course, is really pricey depending on the models, the arts, the settings, and it can really be really expensive. We are talking about thousands of dollars. I spent like 1.5 a grand and a half just for the model, $1,500 just for the models and the rigging. Meanwhile, on arts, I spent like another $1,000, more or less. Sometimes people gives me free art for the sake of, hey, can I have some free advertisement if I give you some free art? Oh, well, sure, okay. It's not really a big deal for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes that's a good bargain to do, and everybody wins in that situation. But it sounds to me like you're trying to start off with as good a setup as possible.
I wouldn't say as fast as possible. I'm trying to take it easy because I don't want to make it a job yet, a full-time job yet, as most VTubers do. More like starting as a hobby and then see how things evolves.
So when you do get started, what are you going to do with your channel?
Probably I'm gonna have some years as an indie VTuber, then I'm gonna evolve myself, rebranding myself into a corporate VTuber, probably, because it's really Okay, well, as for Nijisanji, I couldn't speak for myself, but Nijisanji in the community we know isn't a great opportunity for some people. But I don't want to talk about Nijisanji here or any other corporate VTuber like Hololive or
Right,
VShojo in this situation.
right, right. Are you going to be a gamer VTuber, or are you going to be someone who
Or like a variety VTuber, yes,
uh,
I could do some just chatting streams, some art streams, maybe some gameplay streams. Depends on my mood and what I want to play on that specific day.
oh, so
Maybe I just want to take it easy and chat with my audience or entertain them with gameplay.
hmm. Have you always been somebody who liked to entertain people?
Yeah, I've always been an entertaining person, so I thought to apply this concept also online.
Hmm. So have you been up on stage before?
No, not really, but as far as I remember, I took some cinematic lessons,
Oh,
some theatrical lessons for being on a stage, but I never been on a play really as an actor.
mm. That would scare me to death. I don't
Oh
think.
yeah, it probably yeah.
Yeah,
Also for a super shy person like myself, it's really a big step in my life.
so you say you're super shy, but you're about ready to take a big jump into VTubing. Um,
Yeah,
and so how does that work? What got you to that point?
I mean, I thought I couldn't keep to be a shy person for the rest of my life, and due to Shy Lily's personality, I wanted to be like her, someone who can be trusted and can give people's dreams. Because even if you are shy, doesn't mean you can't do things in your life. Some things you want to do, maybe even though you are a super shy person, if you give the little step, a little bit of effort, you can do this and prove to yourself your worth.
Mm,
And not only to yourself, but also to the world.
cool. That's a great attitude to have once you get started with it. It
Yeah.
really shows a willingness to overcome. Um, it seems to be a small step, but it's really a big step, isn't it?
As Neil Armstrong said when he landed to the moon, a small step for myself, a small step for humanity, you know.
Yeah, that's right. For some people it's a canyon. For some people it's pretty easy. But I
It's
wish it.
more like a subjective point of view, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and really you've already made such so much improvement towards that. I mean, you've got to feel pretty good about. I mean, of course, I imagine you'd like to be doing
Yeah,
it
because
tomorrow,
also
but you.
this is something you can really call yours, and not something it's been dictated from the outside, from the outside world.
Right.
Because I could have become anything else in my life, but I chose to become a VTuber, and
Mhm.
I'm really proud of my choice.
Yeah. So when you get started and you get the first couple people into your chat, um,
Hmm.
I imagine you're really looking forward to that. Uh, is it
Yeah.
going to be tough for you to concentrate on maybe if you're playing a game to also get your chat involved?
I don't think so because I can I can do more things at the same time. For example, making chat part of the game, making it interact with the game, not indirectly, but for example, but the I don't know, chat. Look at this environment. How look it is. How cool it is.
That's true. You can get them involved in that. And there are some games you can play with chat.
Yeah, there are some multiplayer games that goes really viral in this period. For example, Chain Together. You call a bunch of other VTuber colleagues and you make a huge collab and bring more audience into your chat.
That's something
So it's like a win-win situation in these cases.
it really is. And I'd like to ask you about that. You mentioned that you were kind of a shy person. Um,
Mm, yeah.
how is it going to be tough for you to put yourself out there for other VTubers to collaborate with?
Well, actually, I'm already working on it. I'm already establishing some friendships and some collaborations with other VTubers, but it's still a work in progress. Yeah, sometimes I reach their DM, but sometimes I'm too scared to DM them, even if they have big numbers. For example, the 100,000 followers, I am like scared of them because I am afraid to waste their time to reply to my DMs or like a mosquito. I am
Eh,
on
well,
the windshield
well,
that can be scrapped at any time.
one thing I can
Like
tell you.
big VTubers, go with big VTubers and small with smalls. But I'm trying to overcome this kind of mindset.
Well, I can tell you this for a fact. I was in radio for 35 years, and
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed a lot of people who were just local kids to people who were nationally known and worldwide known, and you would call them superstar type of people. Um,
Yeah,
Everybody's still going to be a person in the end, and if you not everybody's going to react the same way, obviously, but if you show yourself to be a a person, a real person, and not just a fan trying to get something out of them, it breaks down a lot of barriers, and
yeah,
it becomes a lot more personal. Uh, I
yeah. Because I
shoot your,
know there aren't
yeah,
they're just more than a person
yeah,
under the avatar or the model.
right,
It's not just the model itself. There is a
right.
person behind it, and I know for a fact that people can sometimes can be happier to be friends with smaller VTuber.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
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 but yeah.
yeah.
As for now, I'm still to overcome this big goes with big and small with small mindset.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll happen once you get started, and take a chance on it. If you don't
Probably.
if you don't ask, it's not going to happen.
Oh well,
It,
surely
it's like
uh, uh,
if you play basketball. If
there
you
won't be a big VTuber come after me
Mhm.
like rain from the sky.
Yeah,
He's not gonna drop like this. No, I know it's not gonna happen.
yeah, it's like though when you play basketball, if you don't shoot the ball, you're not going to make the basket. So, um, you just keep shooting, and then one of these times
Yeah,
it's
or if
gonna.
you are the smaller player among the 7 foot tall players.
Yeah. Well, I was definitely that, and the only thing I could do in basketball was foul people. So they didn't want to play against
Oh
me, no
well.
matter what size they were.
So the fact is, you have to enjoy it. You don't have to feel forced to do it,
Hmm.
but you have to enjoy it and take it easy.
Hmm.
That's what I've learned as for now.
Well, it sounds to me like you've got a pretty good attitude going in, and you'll be about ready to go. Now, you mentioned about maybe doing some art online. Are you an artist?
Um, yeah, yes and no. We could say maybe I sometimes do art, but I'm more a traditional artist, graphene and pencil and ink.
Oh my! So,
But over the time, I kind of lost my hands, so I'm trying to recover it if I'm still good at drawing or to switch into digital art, with graphical tapes
mhm.
and photoshops.
Yeah. Have you been working on art online yet?
No, I've never. It's more like I'm an artist just for the sake of doing, not for some kind of revenue.
Right. Yeah. Have you learned any of the computer programs for it?
When I was in high school, I attended a coding program where we used to program in C++,
Mm,
but since it's been 3 years, I finished high school. I never coded since.
well, I see. Once you do
So,
learn,
okay,
yeah,
I still remember to code hello world and print. Yeah, that's a thing everyone could do, but I couldn't do anything more.
well, once you learn the programs, I imagine it'll come back to you. How?
Yeah, probably. It's
Yeah,
like driving.
yeah.
Once you learn, you never forget.
Well, until you're too old like me, and then you start forgetting. they,
Oh well,
they
or
start.
better, when the program is running, but
Yeah,
there's a bug and you don't have to touch it, or the program will collapse.
yeah, that's true.
So maybe it's an underscore, maybe it's a dot or a dash,
Yeah.
and then the program will collapse on itself.
How is the internet in Italy? Will it hold up to you streaming?
Well, yeah, I think it could hold up, but it's not the internet the problem as for now. It's more like the computer itself, because I have a pretty rough situation, to say the least, because I have two laptops and my main PC is a potato PC. It couldn't handle it to encoding and then sending it to Twitch. So I have given my old PC to my little brother so he could enjoy it, because I couldn't do anything better than running some emulators.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
once you
So
do
for
get the
as for
good,
now,
yeah,
yeah.
once you get the good setup, you'll be able to run it okay on stream. You won't have any problems with your internet service.
No, my internet services is good because I have 1 gigabits per second, which is more than enough to upload on Twitch and keep it constant.
Well,
It's just like I need more horsepower under the hood, if you know what I mean.
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, if someone could donate me a PC from my throne, would be a bless, really.
Well, you can work toward
But as
that.
for now, I'm doing my best.
Absolutely. Now, um, the the starting everything up is one thing, but once you do
Hmm.
get there, are you have you got anything at all afraid that it might not be for you? Are you going to give it a time limit, or are you just going to keep going no matter what?
I think I'll just keep going no matter what, because I mean, I've started this, I've spent money on this. It would be a shame if I would drop this 2 weeks after and realize, oh, this is not for me. But I feel I am this is my destiny.
Hmm.
Like, I feel it. I
Yeah.
really feel it.
Well,
Maybe more than becoming a lawyer, actually.
well, I mean, and the way things are going for some folks on the
Or
internet,
maybe I could rebrand into a lawyer
that's
VTuber.
right. You could probably quite a few clients that way.
Yeah, probably.
Hopefully
Or
not, but
making it into an educational thing. Maybe while you are playing some games, you explain how does law works,
mhm,
but it then changes for every country because every country is not the same.
right, right.
So yeah,
There are several people who are educational streamers now, and they are able to do that sort of thing, and do have
yeah,
pretty good
but I'm
following.
not the kind of person to do an educational thing as for now, because I still have to overcome my shyness. And maybe then, and only then, we will talk about being educational.
Well, I don't think it's going to take you too long at all to overcome that. I think you'll be able to find yourself and get your feet on the ground and going pretty quickly. I think you'll be.
I mean, the road is pretty long. We can't know for sure where I'm gonna go. Maybe I could start, but I can't say what is
Yeah.
gonna happen next.
Oh,
The main thing is just to start.
yep,
The time
absolutely.
only will tell what's gonna happen.
Yep. So, what type? So, have you got an idea what game you'd like to play first when you get started?
Maybe some retro games because A, they are fun, B, they are pretty simple to run on my laptops, and C, because mostly of the games I enjoy are retro games.
And you already have them.
Yeah, I have them.
Yep.
But we have to say because emulation is like a double-edged sword. It
Mm.
could be a benefit, as it could be a malus. It could be not, because I have the physical copies of the game I emulate, because the IRS could come after me if I say that I emulate games without having the physical game. So I have them. I have my private collection. So I'm good with it.
Yeah. Well, that and sometimes the emulation can be a little off too, and some just doesn't quite work the same. I know that
Yeah, depends on also on the machine. It's not just the emulator itself,
right.
but also the computers, because yes, also computers need to be kind of powerful to emulate. The
Mm,
equation is the computer must be more powerful as powerful as the emulated machine.
mm,
For example, if you want to emulate an NES games, you have to have a computer more powerful than an NES, but of course, any computer could emulate an NES. As we are talking about the 80s technology, and from the 80s of the last century, technology evolved
right.
and not be such a harsh for your computer. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's gonna drag a lot of power from your computers. So you could both play and stream at the same time.
I lived the '80s.
Oh,
That's when
yeah,
I had my
have
first
you?
computer was an old Commodore 64, and
Oh,
yeah, I'm talking way back, and we didn't even have the internet to hook up to, so we still had plenty of power going to that thing to try to keep it going. But the where you're at now in Italy, is it? Are you going to be streaming in two languages, or are you going to concentrate on English?
for now, I'm gonna concentrate on English. And maybe, just maybe, I could concentrate on both Italian and English.
Mm.
But for now, I'm gonna focus just on English. This also could be an opportunity to improve my English.
Oh, yeah, it could.
So
It could.
yeah,
But there might also be an audience for um there might be Italian listeners who are looking for someone to be able to
I
go
mean,
to and stream.
the Italian VTuber market it's booming in this
Mm,
period.
mm,
The more I watch into VTubing, the more I find out there are a lot of Italians,
mm.
even really famous. For example, Raura Pantera,
Oh,
which is from Hololive, and
she's
has
got
a
a
really
great start
large
going.
audience.
Yeah, she's going great,
Yeah,
isn't she?
but I think she has the Hololive boost, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
I'm not against Raora. I'm a fan of her.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. But I think she had the Hololive boost
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
instead of starting from scratch.
yeah. Now, are you worried about time zones? Because it's tough sometimes
Yeah,
for people.
time zones
Yeah,
are kind of sucks
yeah.
because I have many VTuber friends on the east part of the world, for example, Singapore, China,
Hmm.
Japan,
Hmm. Yeah.
and it's kind of complicated to text each other because when I'm gonna go sleep, they're gonna wake up or be in the late afternoon.
Mm,
So
yeah, yeah. It's going to be.
we text like once one text per day because of the time zones.
Yeah.
I say hello at 12, 12:30 p.m., which
Yeah.
is just like after lunch, and probably they're gonna have dinner, and maybe I'm lucky to find a screen of time,
Yeah.
a windows of time.
Yeah. Well, I've got some situations when I'm doing interviews that the folks in the Pacific are 18 hours ahead of me.
18 hours.
Yeah. So it's almost a complete day ahead. And it's
Oh
tough.
well, the international dateline.
Yeah.
Can you go a day later or a day before?
Yeah, well,
Depends where you go.
It ends up just before you get to the date line, so it's a full 18 hours, and it's a little tough sometimes. But again, you have to work around it.
Yeah,
And
I think.
are you going
Yeah,
to?
I can only imagine it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Are you going to go Twitch only, or are you going to use YouTube or
Oh,
TikTok
no,
or
no,
anything like
no.
that?
I have created many social accounts because another VTuber I estimate really much, Mary Yume, taught me, not personally, but through a video, to create many social accounts. I have a Twitter account, a Instagram account, a TikTok account, where I'm gonna probably upload my clips and not really anything really important, just like clips,
Mm-hmm.
funny moments, etc.
Well, and we're going to have those clips, those links listed in the description for this interview, and we're going to have that on here really soon. Hoshi, I do
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you coming on with me, and it's great to talk
Thank you
with
for
you,
having me.
and great to meet you. And I wish you all the best when you get started. And let me
Thank
know,
you.
keep me in the loop as to what happens. And when you do get started, we'll get you back on again, and
For a second part.
yeah, we'll see what's going on, and give you a little boost if we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.